Uncertainty is a huge part of our daily lives, and it's not always comfortable, and it's not always happy. So the leader is somebody that needs to step up and take responsibility during those times of uncertainty, not somebody that needs to take credit for the great things that happen, in the hospital. Somebody that takes responsibility for the mistakes that are made and passes the credit on down to the rest of the team that was busting their butt to make those good things happen. So I think, to me, leadership is about remembering that you are setting the example for your team and you're serving your team as opposed to being in charge of your team. Leadership to me is service, and people ask, well, what do you mean by that? Leadership means being in charge, being up front, making the decisions. I think a lot of people have the misconception about leadership that it's a sexy role. My name is Tom Lefevre, and I finished the Feagin program in 2015. Anybody can be a leader when things are easy. Anybody can be a leader when there aren't any difficult decisions to be made, but you need a leader when there's friction. You need a leader when there's uncertainty, especially in medicine.
I think leadership in medicine is vital. I honestly, as a person who's not in medicine, think that there's been a gap in leadership in medicine. So I think a program like the Feagin Leadership Program is filling that gap and a huge need for leadership in medicine.
The Feagin Leadership Program offered me an opportunity to really delve into what I think leadership is. I'm Elizabeth Scott. I completed the program last year in 2015, and I'm a fourth-year medical student currently. To me, leadership is about optimizing the potential of yourself and others. I think it's about getting the most out of those around you and yourself to really further whatever your goal or your purpose or your organization is.
Well, to me, leadership, especially leadership in healthcare, is about influence. And so our definition for healthcare leadership is the ability to influence individuals or groups for the benefit of patients or patient populations. I'm Dean Taylor, and I am the chairman of the Feagin Leadership Program, which we founded in 2009. We named the Feagin Leadership Program after John Feagin because he exemplified leadership in healthcare and in medicine.
One of the things I appreciate about my current residency program is that you are encouraged to take a leadership position within your team in the emergency department from the first day on the job. My name is Nick Sippis, and I completed the Feagin Leadership Program in 2014. I can remember very early on in my residency a very complicated medical code that was being run within our emergency department. And thinking back on it now can reflect on all sorts of ways in which the Feagin program really enabled me to succeed and prepared me to succeed. At the time, it's a fast-paced environment and you're not critically thinking about your leadership skills, you pretty much are just acting at that point in time. But what I've come to realize is that I was acting on a set of principles during that code that I had learned and cemented in my own leadership style that goes back to being a Feagin scholar.
When you ask me now, what does leadership mean? I think it means developing trust and developing sincere relationships with those that you are leading and those who are leading you. My name's John Vivalli. I'm an interventional cardiologist at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and I completed the Feagin program in 2014. I started on faculty here at the University of North Carolina immediately after completing fellowship at Duke, and I was being asked to start an entirely new service line at UNC and to lead that service line. I was being asked to start the structural heart disease program at UNC and was named medical director of that program soon after starting. And when I was asked to do this, I began to reflect on a lot of the lessons I had learned in being a Feagin scholar. How do I do this, and how do I do this well, and how do I demonstrate my leadership capabilities, and how do I get all of these folks to buy in? And when I thought about the things I'd learned as a Feagin scholar, it really became a lot easier I thought, well, this is about relationships and about building trust, and I need to demonstrate my sincerity. I need to demonstrate that they can trust me, and I need to develop good working relationships with those with whom I need to work.
You will be in leadership positions, like it or not, as a doctor, and that is the reality. I think it's something that we owe our patients and our communities to take an active role in becoming the best leaders that we can, and the Feagin program is a unique opportunity to do that.
There are just so few things like this in the world of medicine that exist, but it's such a necessary thing to open people's eyes in the world of medicine to what good leadership is.
It's a fantastic program. It's really a unique opportunity. It's a wonderful experience. It was truly one of the highlights of my time as a trainee at Duke. I use the skills that I learned as a Feagin Scholar quite often, and I think for anyone who's interested in doing it, learning more about leadership, they should absolutely do it.
I think the one word I would use to describe leadership is selflessness.
Influence.
Inspirational.
Leadership to me is service.
Relationships is the one word I would use to describe leadership.